Hello, folks. Here I am recording something for you. I am in Anchorage. It is Thursday at 10:46 p.m. Um, it's still light outside, but I am here because although I cannot be there at our normal time on Friday morning, because I will be in an airplane flying from Anchorage to Fairbanks. I did want to be here for you guys. I didn't want to miss the time in which we're supposed to be together. So just a few things that I wanted to talk about that I've been thinking about today, in part because of what people have been telling me here in Anchorage and Alaska. Before I get to Alaska, I do want to mention, I think I titled this episode something like Pushback Matters a lot, because today, Thursday, so it's not yet Friday, Thursday, interesting things came floating through the news spheres. Although I have not had a lot of time to focus on the news, however, it is interesting that there was supposed to be a vote in the House on Iran, and the vote was pulled by Speaker Johnson because it was not clear that the Republicans would have the votes that they needed to keep what was going on in Iran going. That's interesting, as far as things not going the way people necessarily want them to go when MAGA and the Republicans are concerned. We also have some of the police officers involved in January 6th pushing back against the slush fund. That is interesting as well. There are a number of things going on right now that show actual pushback happening in a visible way. And pulling the vote on Iran particularly is interesting. I mention that because it's easy to overlook or underestimate the impact of pushing back. But the fact of the matter is that between the corruption of that slush fund idea and the fact that people are actually calling it out, including some Republicans, gasp. The fact that there are people who are willing to step up and be public about this in the way that it requires even more of that, but that some people are doing that right now who have not been doing that before. It matters, folks. It matters. It matters that all kinds of people can see that people are willing to push back, number one, or that they don't have the support that they would like to have for doing what they would like to do. That's really important because it is understandable how tempting it is to believe that because these folks are all about authoritarian power grabs, that they have the power and they can do what they want. But the fact of the matter is they can't. They think they can, but they know they can't. And that's why they pulled that vote in Congress today. So an optimistic way of looking at this is that there is actual pushback, and it matters because it's happening, and it matters as something for people, us, we the people, to see. That is why it matters. Now, the other thing I've been thinking about, which I find fascinating, and which actually I think also counts in the realm of pushback, I spoke at Anchorage here tonight, talked about, surprise, I talked about contingency. If you haven't seen my talk, it is online. I will find a way to post where you can find it. And my talk, tomorrow when you see this, it'll be today. Friday evening, my talk in Fairbanks is also going to be online, and I will, again, probably on Blue Sky and Threads, and I'll find a way to post it when I post this up as well. I hope to tell people where they can go if they want to watch these. Today I talked about contingency, and I talked about how the revolution and the founding were all about contingency, and then I talked about what living in a time of extreme contingency, what the revolution can tell us and how we should be thinking about that now. Now, you guys know this because I talk about this with you all the time. But here's the interesting thing. Someone came up to me after the talk and said, you need to know this, because I had mentioned Thomas Jefferson thinking that, every 18 years there should be a new constitution, because the dead hand of the past should not have power or weight over the next generation. Every generation has its own constitution. And this person, after my talk this evening, said, in Alaska, the Constitution says that every 10 years, Alaskans need to be asked in a vote whether they want a new constitutional convention or not. I love that. Now, granted, I don't think it's ever gone anywhere, but it happens. Alaskans are asked whether they want to have a new constitutional convention. People are scared to have that happen, and that's logical, and I understand that. And if people think about, amending the Constitution or having a convention to amend the Constitution, as far as the national Constitution is concerned, there are reasons for that to be scary. However, the fact that every 10 years Alaskans are asked if they want to have a new constitutional convention and change their constitution, I think that's amazing. I actually think that's pretty admirable. And I think that's an example of opening the door to pushback every 10 years in a constitutionally driven way. I think that's fascinating. I did not know that before this evening. So anyway, my general message here is that, as discouraging as things are, the fact of the matter, and this is particularly true this week, so we've seen all of these signs of utmost corruption and gleeful criminality, right? I don't even have the words necessarily to adequately express the disgust I have for what's going on right now. However, the fact that there's pushback, and that there's an increasing amount of pushback, and that even some Republicans are now speaking up and saying, this is crap, it matters. We don't know what it means or how it's going to play out, but do not underestimate the power of having people with power speaking up. Whether it happens or matters on a national level, I don't know. But for generally Americans to see that happening, and to hear that happening, and to be able to think through what that might mean, I think that matters. So that is my very brief point this evening. Pushback matters a lot, and it particularly matters when we can see it and can see people doing it, because it's such a strong signal that we are in contingent times, meaning this, whatever is going on right now, may feel that there's some foreordained horrible thing that's going to come, and perhaps there is, I don't know, but we don't know that, and they don't know that. Contingency is the story of this moment, and that's important, as I've said any number of times, and as I said this evening in my talk. Contingency means things can go very badly, but it also means that things can go well, because contingency means instability, and instability opens the door to the possibility of change. Last night, in my A Few Thoughts for Those Who Can't Sleep, someone said in the comments, and I think it was Hippie Echo or Echo Hippie Echo, I think was the handle of the person who said it. They said, contingency is the mother of possibility. That's brilliant and true. Contingency is the mother of possibility. When times are contingent, there is the possibility for change in a positive way. So I offer that in my brief beaming in Friday morning during our normal time. That is what I offer you. I also offer you this. I'm so proud of myself, guys, because I have a mug. I have a mug. I bought a mug today for you. I bought a mug for History Matters, and it says Alaska, the last frontier. So I talked about Alaska and their constitution, and it's an Alaska mug, and I'm very proud of myself. This is entirely for you. They must have thought I was a little nuts, but I was like, I must find a mug. Anyway, that is what I wanted to say. I'm sorry I can't be there with you live. I'm going to try to find a way to do something in the evening. I don't know. My schedule is entirely at the disposal of other people. Heather and I are texting back and forth, trying to figure out how to do something this weekend. We do not know this yet, so I'm going to try. I don't think it's going to be during our normal Saturday time. First of all, there's a 4-hour time difference between Alaska and the East Coast. That makes things complicated. And I think I'm on an airplane during our normal. Anyway, I don't know. We're going to figure it out. She and I are going to figure it out. We might not be there during our normal time. Regardless, I am here. You are here. And there is an Alaska mug. I'm obviously stupidly proud of myself for managing to have a mug. Okay, guys, I'm signing off and I'm going to go to bed because it's almost 11 o'clock. Still light outside, but it's almost 11 o'clock. Thank you for engaging in the conversation of democracy on a Friday morning, even though it's not Friday yet and I can't hear the conversation. You know I'm thinking about you guys. I will see you in person, in real life, next Friday. In the meantime, have a good week. Be safe. Remain the wonderful community that you are. And we will see each other soon. Even before Friday, I'll be doing my evening things. So I'll be available in all kinds of ways. But then, guys, see you soon. Bye, everybody.